You love your Shih Tzu like part of your family, right? He's with you on good days, in sad moments, always wagging his tail and giving you that special look only he has. But what if I told you that maybe he's trying to give you one last warning? A silent alert. A cry for help that many people ignore, thinking, he's just being dramatic, or he's just tired. This is one of the hardest parts of being a dog parent. Sometimes, our Shih Tzu is suffering, and we simply don't notice. And worse, many only realize something was wrong when it's already too late. When the goodbye comes, and all that's left is the guilt of not noticing sooner. But what if you could know now? What if there were subtle, silent, almost invisible signs that your Shih Tzu might be dying? What if he's trying to show you in a way that only someone who truly loves him will understand? In this video, I'll show you the 8 scariest silent signs your Shih Tzu might be giving, signs that many only recognize when it's already too late. These signs don't come with alarms or loud cries. They show up as skipped meals, a distant gaze, hiding in strange places. Simple things, but they can mean so much. Attention, this video isn't here to cause panic. It's here to warn. Because when we love, we take care. And caring means recognizing when something is wrong even if our Shih Tzu can't say it in words. So stay with me. Watch until the end. Because what you'll learn today could save your best friend's life. And even if you don't see these signs right now, it's better to be prepared than to live with regret later. If you love your Shih Tzu, hit that like button now and subscribe to the channel. We always bring important, honest, and emotional content for those who see their dog as part of the family. Turn on notifications because this isn't just a video. It's a mission of love. Have you ever noticed your Shih Tzu looking at his food, sniffing it, and then turning his head away? That kibble he used to love, the treat that made him jump with joy. Suddenly, he doesn't want it anymore. Seems like a small thing, right? But it's not. This could be one of the first silent signs that something very serious is happening. Yes, Shih Tzus are known for being a little picky. Sometimes they get bored of a flavor or just want attention. But when the loss of appetite lasts more than a day or two, especially if he's also quieter, less energetic, or has a distant look in his eyes, this could be a major warning sign. Many owners think it's just fussiness, or that the dog is acting out. But the truth is, sudden loss of appetite can mean pain, fever, organ failure, infections, or even terminal illness. And the worst part? Your Shih Tzu doesn't know how to tell you that. He doesn't speak, he doesn't cry like we do. What does he do? He stops eating. And hopes you'll notice. Now think with me, if you got really sick, so sick that you couldn't eat, wouldn't someone notice? Probably yes. It's the same with your pup. He needs you to pay attention. Because when the body starts giving up on the inside, the first thing it does is shut down the appetite. Some people only realize it's serious when it's too late. When the Shih Tzu starts losing weight fast, or when the vet gives a diagnosis that could have been avoided. And then comes the regret, if only I had noticed sooner. But you don't have to go through that. You're here, trying to understand, trying to protect the one who loves you with all his heart. And that's already a huge step. So if your Shih Tzu isn't eating like he used to, don't wait. Watch closely. Keep him hydrated. Offer something different but healthy. And most of all, go to the vet. It might be nothing, but it could also be everything. This is one of those signs that doesn't scream. It whispers. But those who love hear even the silence. Do you remember how full of energy your Shih Tzu used to be? Running around the house, jumping on the couch, always sticking close to you. Now imagine that, all of a sudden, he starts acting differently. He lies down all day, doesn't want to play, doesn't even get up when you come home. He seems sad, tired, disconnected from the world. That has a name, lethargy. Lethargy is when the body just doesn't have strength anymore. It's not just laziness. A lethargic Shih Tzu is always still, eyes half closed, and only moves when absolutely necessary. He might even stop reacting to the sound of food being poured or the jingle of his leash sounds that used to excite him. And there's more. Along with this slowness comes isolation. He starts hiding in corners, avoiding contact, not wanting affection, staying away even from the people he loves most. As if he's looking for a place just for himself. Far from everything. It may sound strange, But many animals, when they're very sick or near death, isolate themselves by instinct. It's like they're trying to protect themselves. Or maybe they feel it's time to slowly disconnect from the world. And watching that happen breaks any pet owner's heart. That's why you need to pay attention. Because this behavior isn't normal. If your Shih Tzu was always active and affectionate, and suddenly becomes distant, stays lying down too long, and seems like he's lost his spark, don't ignore it. He may be trying to show you that something is wrong inside. It could be pain, weakness, or the beginning of a farewell. The most important thing here is, don't wait too long to act. A simple vet exam can find something while there's still time to treat. And even if it's too late, you can still be there with love, comfort, and presence, which is exactly what he needs most. Your Shih Tzu's silence might be screaming for help. Be close, watch with love, and don't hesitate to get help. Another very important symptom to watch closely is your Shih Tzu's breathing. Have you ever seen your Shih Tzu breathing too fast, even while lying down or without any effort? Or maybe he's making strange noises when he breathes, like he's out of breath? You should know that this is one of the most dangerous and often ignored signs that something very serious may be happening. Shih Tzus are known for their short snouts, which can naturally make breathing a little more difficult. But when breathing becomes abnormal, the situation changes completely. Constant heavy panting, a chest moving up and down too quickly, deep, exaggerated sighs, or long pauses between breaths. All of this could mean that his body is fighting something. And it's not just heat or tiredness. It could be something much more serious. This type of breathing could be a warning sign from the heart, lungs, or even the brain. When one of these organs isn't working properly, the body reacts by trying to take in more air even if it can't use that air the right way. And your Shih Tzu doesn't understand what's going on. He just feels weak, dizzy, uncomfortable, and breathes like he's trying to ask for help. Many owners think it's normal, or that it'll get better soon. But know this kind of breathing needs immediate attention. In serious cases, it can mean heart failure, pneumonia, respiratory collapse, or intense pain. And the saddest part? Often, this is one of the last signs before an emergency. The dog tries to hold on, tries to hide the pain, but there comes a point when the body can't take it anymore, and that's when the breathing changes, because the system is starting to shut down from the inside. That's why, if you notice this behavior, don't wait until tomorrow. Don't assume it's just the heat or just a phase. Take your Shih Tzu to the vet immediately. Because when the air starts to run out, every minute matters. Breathing is life. And when it changes, it's the body's way of telling you something is wrong. Listen closely. Those who truly love know when it's time to step in and protect. Now, listen to this emotional story from a subscriber of our channel. One day, Mariana came home tired after work. Her Shih Tzu Belinia always ran to the door, wagging his tail and jumping with joy. But that day, he just lay there staring at her. And that look, it was different. It was sad, almost lifeless. As if he was there, but at the same time, far, far away. She tried to play with him, called his name, gave him affection. But Belinia just looked at her again. His big eyes were dull and glassy, with no spark. In that moment, Mariana felt something strange in her chest, as if that look was saying, "Help me. I'm not okay." A Shih Tzu's eyes say so much. They may not speak with words, but their eyes speak louder than anything. And when that shine disappears, when their gaze becomes blank, expressionless, or filled with deep sadness, it's because something inside is changing. Sometimes, their eyes get cloudy, lifeless. Sometimes they avoid looking at you, as if they want to hide. And in other moments, they stare at you for a long time as if they're saying goodbye, even if you haven't realized it yet. In Belinia's case, Mariana didn't ignore the signs. The next day, she took him to the vet. She found out he had a serious heart condition, and the disease was already advanced. Luckily, she noticed the sign in time. His eyes warned her, and she listened with her heart. Not every dog parent sees it. Many think the dog is just in a bad mood or a bit quiet. But when the eyes change, it's not just the eyes, it's the body asking for help. That dull gaze can be a sign of pain, weakness, illness, or something even deeper, the beginning of a silent goodbye. So if one day you notice that your Shih Tzu's eyes no longer shine like before, stop everything. Look back, feel, and take him to the vet. Sometimes, a simple act can make all the difference. Because when the eyes of someone we love lose their light, it means something urgent needs to be seen with the heart. Now imagine this scene. Your Shih Tzu has always been clean and well trained, doing his business in the right place, just like you taught him. But suddenly, he starts peeing all over the house. On the couch, on the floor, even on his own blanket. And the worst part? He doesn't even seem to realize he's doing it. Many people think it's just misbehavior or that the dog forgot everything. But it's not that. When a Shih Tzu starts peeing or pooping in the wrong places all of a sudden, especially if he's already an adult or a senior, this can be a serious red flag. This is called incontinence, when the body loses control, and your pup can no longer hold in what he used to easily manage. And why does this happen? Because something inside is no longer working right. It could be a neurological problem, like brain or spinal issues. It could be organ failure, a urinary infection, diabetes, or even tumors. In more severe cases, incontinence appears in the final stages of life, when the body begins to lose strength and control. The saddest part is, your Shih Tzu doesn't understand what's happening. He feels strange, scared, and even ashamed. Many will hide, avoid eye contact, or look at you with guilty eyes even though it's not his fault. That's why, if your little one starts peeing while lying down, sleeping, or walking around the house without noticing, don't scold him. He's not being stubborn. He's trying to cope with something that's completely out of his control. And that's where you need to step in. The best thing to do in this moment is observe and take him to the vet as soon as possible. With some simple tests, it's possible to find out whether it's something treatable or if the body is giving signs that something more serious is happening. Incontinence is not disobedience. It's the body's way of asking for help as it grows tired. And those who truly love can even understand what's hidden in the silence of a little accident. Now listen to this incredibly important story from one of our subscribers. It was late at night. The house was quiet. Everyone was asleep, until Anna was awakened by a soft noise coming from the living room. It sounded like a gentle whimper, repeated again and again, almost like a muffled cry. Worried, she got up to check. When she reached the sofa, she found her Shih Tzu Max lying in a strange position, his little eyes closed, letting out that same sound again. She knelt down beside him, gently stroked him, and he stopped for a moment, but then started again. There were no visible injuries. He hadn't fallen or hit anything. He was just lying there as if saying, "It hurts." What Anna didn't know, and what many dog parents don't realize, is that when a Shih Tzu starts whimpering, letting out deep sighs, whining, or making odd sounds for no clear reason, it's because something is going wrong inside. And it's not drama or attention seeking. It's pain. It's real discomfort. Unlike humans, dogs don't complain all the time when they're in pain. They try to endure it in silence. But when the pain becomes too much, the body reacts. And it's in those little sounds that the alarm starts to ring. It could be muscle pain, bone issues, abdominal problems, heart trouble, or even something failing inside. And the more frequent and spontaneous those sounds are, the greater the chance that something serious is going on. In Max's case, Anna acted fast. She took him to the vet the next day and found out he had a severe internal inflammation. Fortunately, the treatment came in time. But what if she had ignored it? What if she had thought it was just a random noise? That's why you need to stay alert. If your Shih Tzu starts making unusual sounds, especially when he's quiet or sleeping, don't wait to see if it goes away. That could be his only way of saying, "Please help me." Have you ever hugged your Shih Tzu and noticed that he felt colder than usual? Or too warm, like he had a fever? These little details that seem minor could actually be signs that his body is entering red alert mode. Every Shih Tzu has a healthy average temperature, and their little bodies normally stay balanced. But when that temperature changes too much, whether becoming too cold or too hot, it could mean that something inside isn't working properly. For example, if your Shih Tzu's ears, paws, or belly feel cold, almost frozen, it could be a sign that his circulation is failing. That happens when blood isn't reaching certain areas properly, and that's very serious. It could indicate shock, a sudden drop in blood pressure, organ failure, or even that the dying process has started. On the other hand, if the body feels too hot, above normal, it could be a fever. And fever in dogs is a sign that their body is fighting an infection, inflammation, or a serious illness. Sometimes the temperature gets so high that the dog becomes dizzy, weak, or even faints. So how do you know if the temperature is off? Use your touch. That's it. You know your Shih Tzu's body better than anyone. If you pet him and feel something strange colder or hotter than usual, don't ignore it. That might be the one sign that helps you act in time. And remember, don't bother with a regular thermometer or wait for it to get better on its own. When the body starts changing temperature without reason, that's the silent scream of the body asking for help. If you notice this, take your Shih Tzu to the vet immediately. It might be something treatable, but only those who act quickly can make a real difference. Temperature may seem invisible, but it's one of the most important signs that your Shih Tzu's life could be in danger. Now listen to another real story from one of our subscribers. Laura always said her Shih Tzu, Tico, was loving but independent. He liked being nearby, but he was never clingy. But one week, something changed. Tico began following Laura around the house all the time. If she went to the bathroom, he laid by the door. If she went to bed, he curled up right next to her, as if he was afraid to be apart. At first, she thought it was cute. But as the days passed, she started to realize that something wasn't right. That same week, he stopped eating properly. He stayed quiet, with sad little eyes. Then she remembered something she had read. When a dog feels that the end is near, they change. They either become very close, as if they want to say goodbye, or they distance themselves completely. This is one of the most emotional and hardest to notice signs, an extreme need for contact or complete isolation. Some Shih Tzus, when nearing the end, cling to their humans, wanting love, touch, and presence. It's like they know they're going, and just want one last moment of affection before they leave. Others do the opposite. They hide, distance themselves, vanish into corners of the house. They feel their bodies weakening, and instinctively look for a calm, quiet place, not because they don't love you, but because they're trying to deal with what's happening. The problem is, we often don't see it. We think it's neediness, or just being weird. But this kind of intense behavioral change doesn't happen for no reason. It's their heart trying to speak to ours. In Tico's case, Laura acted fast. She took him to the vet and found out he had a serious liver problem. With treatment, she gained more time with him. More days of affection, love, and presence. So if your Shih Tzu is acting very differently, either getting extremely clingy or completely distant, don't ignore it. Sometimes, that's their way of saying, I need you now, more than ever. Now imagine a lit candle, glowing beautifully and lighting up everything around it. But over time, the flame starts to shrink. Slowly, almost without anyone noticing. Until, with a soft breath, it goes out. That's how your Shih Tzu's body often behaves as the end draws near. It doesn't stop all at once. It slowly begins to shut down. It all starts with small things. The Shih Tzu who once jumped with joy now struggles just to stand up. He starts tripping, losing balance, walking slowly as if every step takes a lot of effort. His muscles grow weak, his legs give out, and even jumping onto the couch becomes a challenge. Then comes the excessive sleep. He sleeps all day, only waking to drink a bit of water, takes 2 steps, and lies down again. But this tiredness is different. It's not laziness. It's the body saying, I can't do it anymore. Other signs start to appear. His eyes lose their sparkle, breathing becomes slower, sometimes irregular, his body temperature changes. And your Shih Tzu seems to drift into another world, as if silently saying goodbye to everything. And this is something many owners only realize when it's already too late. Because the process is calm, slow, and quiet. But for those who observe with love and attention, it becomes clear. The body is tired. It's shutting down. In this phase, more than ever, what your Shih Tzu needs most is love. A warm lap, a gentle touch, your voice whispering softly. He may not respond much, but he feels. He feels every caress, every presence, every look from someone who's been there from the beginning. And even if the ending can't be changed, how it's lived is still in your hands. When your Shih Tzu's body starts shutting down, don't leave him alone. Be the light that keeps the flame warm until the very last moment. If you've recognized any of these signs in your Shih Tzu, please don't wait. Every minute can make a difference. Take him to the vet as soon as possible. There might still be time to treat, to save, to care. And if there's nothing left to do, then at least let him have your love, your lap, your affection until the very end. Because our dogs don't ask for much. All they want is to know that we're there with them until the end. They gave us their whole life. Now it's our turn to give something back. So share this video with other dog parents. Sometimes, a simple warning can save a life. It can prevent the suffering of a furry friend who just needs to be seen, felt, and protected. Because when it comes to the life of your best friend, every second matters. And if this video touched your heart, subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications, and leave a like. Here, we don't just talk about dogs, we talk about family, love, and true care. You'll never be alone on this journey. And your Shih Tzu thanks you for that.